Good morning, Eva. Hello, hello. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, guys. It's time to leave. We didn't spend too much time, unfortunately, here in North Ossetia. Ossetia in Vladikavkaz. But yesterday we were walking till 11 p.m. We saw many people. They're beautiful, especially women. I find them so beautiful, and we tasted this Ossetian pierogies, this traditional dish.
Pies, I guess.
Pies, yeah, pies, and it was very, very delicious. Thanks to Tamara, Alan's mother. She cooks them so well. And what else? Compared to Chechnya, Grozny, it's much more like relaxed here, more freedom, more retail chains, more like people dress different. They can wear short skirt, long skirt, whatever. And what else? It's just the way how people drive is the same, I think, in Grozny and Vladikavkaz. And those beautiful mountains, what you can see from our window, unfortunately we didn't visit, we didn't go there. I hope someday when Edita become older we can go there, but yeah, we didn't visit them, unfortunately, but we saw them from our window. It was amazing. And I mean, in general, I really like this region, and I'm very happy that we decided to go here, thanks to my husband, John. And yeah, now it's time to go to Georgia.
Yeah, I think part of the road will be on mountains, so
yeah,
we'll get to see something today. Evita is sleeping over here. She's not sleeping, actually, but she's being quite patient right now. Good girl. Are you hiding? Are you hiding from the camera? Hello? Hello? Ooh, boop, 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 boop. Hey. Eva. Yeah. We are about to leave. So, and we are on our way to a new country, to Georgia. It's our first time in Georgia. And it is Evita's first time ever leaving Russia.
Yeah.
So,
two passports,
yeah, two passports. And
That's so sweet.
yeah, so we are about to go downstairs and get a taxi and go to the bus station. We are now at the bus station, and this is our ride to Tbilisi. And Evita is sleeping. Well, no, she's not. She's pretending to sleep.
Not anymore.
She's pretending not to sleep. Anyway, yeah, about 10 more minutes and we will be on our way.
And it's so close to the border.
Yeah, it's, what is it, like 40 kilometers or something?
Maybe,
50? Not much.
Yeah. So I hope she will be sleeping in this, I don't know how to call this bag. Baby bag?
I don't know. Yeah. Baby carrier? I don't know.
Baby
I don't know.
Carrier, and so we could pass the border.
That's our driver on the left.
And then, yeah, we'll go to Tbilisi. And the road will be through mountains.
Uh-huh.
And I expect it will be very beautiful.
Yeah, it should be. We're on our way. It's nice, there's a little hatch up above, so we got some wind. Maybe to sleeping. Вот, подъехали, паспортный контроль, российский. This is the Georgian flag. It took us a while to get through the Russian border. I'll tell you about it in a little bit. But this is beautiful. The mountains all around. We're going to the Georgian passport. Oh look, Georgia. They have a crazy alphabet, it seems like. All of this is confiscated stuff. There's a bear in there. We're in Georgia. So we got our stamps. And it's beautiful. It's like we're just in this, it's like, it's not even a valley, it's just like cliffs all around. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Maybe the most beautiful border crossing that we've been to. I think Chile and Argentina was pretty awesome too, but this is pretty cool. I'm filming this a little bit later because it wasn't very, well, I didn't really have time. It wasn't really comfortable to film this in front of everybody or on the bus. It was loud. So anyway, the border was weird. I've been across the Russian border probably like, I don't know, maybe 15 times in my life. And I've never had an experience like this. So when we were leaving Russia at the border, I got my passport, and the people were pretty chill. Like the guy who was checking my passport, I think he was kind of new because he was asking another guy what to do with Canadians, and he checked everything. Everything was fine, and he really liked the Canadian passport, the way under the black light it looks. I've never seen a Russian border that was so serious. They even had like these little microscopes. They were looking at passports, and they had the black light. And I saw other people with kids, and they were asking them for their birth certificates in addition to their passports. And I don't know, it was I've never seen it so intense. And even they would look at the passport, the picture, and then look up at you, look at the picture, look up at you. I never really saw even ever Russian border officials be so serious about it. And the guy gave me a stamp, basically like, you know, everything's okay. And then he said, okay, just wait. And they called somewhere, and they're like, okay, just wait. And then I waited maybe for like 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, and they said, okay, a guy's gonna come and he's gonna ask you more questions. Like, okay, he already gave me a stamp, like I've already exited Russia basically. And they took me into another room, and this is all in Russian because I speak Russian well. And I don't know what they would do if I didn't, but there was a guy who came into the bus and checked our passport, just which citizenships we have. And when he saw the Canadian passport, he spoke some English. So maybe they would have spoken English to me, I don't know. Usually they don't speak that well. And he just started asking me these questions. At first I came in, waited on a bench, and then he took me into like this little office, just me and him, and a desk and a computer and some machine in the corner. I think on the screen it was like everybody who crossed the border was coming up. I could be wrong, but it was something like that. And he asked me so many questions. He basically interrogated me for over an hour. And though everybody in the bus was waiting, so like Eva and Evita had already gotten their stamps, so they went to the bus because I was just standing there waiting for like 15 minutes. And there was another Spanish guy who was on the bus with us. He just flew to Moscow, took a train to Vladikavkaz, and then took the bus to Georgia as well. And they also questioned him for longer than me. Actually, I was out before him. And they asked almost like all the same questions that are on a visa application to Russia, which is a lot of questions. And they asked about all my relatives. So my parents, like I had to give them the full name of my parents, their birth date and their phone number, their address, my address in Moscow, even my mother-in-law's full name, birth date, address. Or not address they knew because I told them that we lived in Moscow with her, and her phone number, like what I do, what my job is, what I've done in the past, every country that I've ever been to, which is about 50 now I think. I had just started listing them off. He was writing down every single country I've ever been to, and then about a few of them he started asking me some questions. When he found out that I studied in the US, he said, okay, what did you study? The name of the university, the city, the state. He asked questions about whether or not any of my relatives work for the government in Canada, like or police or military, anything like that. He asked if I know anybody who is involved with a terrorist organization or has been to Syria recently. What else, man? There's just so many things, and it would almost seem like he was just typing it all into like a Word document, and he was just making up questions as he went. But he just was like typing everything that I told him. He got my phone number. He even asked for the IMEI, the model number basically of my phone. Not model, but the identifying number, IMEI of my phone. So I gave him that. Yeah, I must say the whole time he was pretty nice, and he joked a little bit. And the previous officer who gave me a stamp, he was like, why are you in Russia? Why aren't you in Canada? Like, you know, isn't it better in Canada than here? And he seemed to, he told me near the end, he was basically like, I think you're wasting your time in Russia. Like, there's no there's no future in Russia. Basically, like pretty depressing, you know, like life is better in Canada, I'm sure. There's no use spending your time here. It's pretty much what this border officer told me. And the next guy was a little bit like that too. It was kind of like, why are you here? Why aren't you in Canada? Like, Canada's better. Which is kind of weird to hear like official, like government officials basically saying. But I'm sure there were other questions that I can't think of because there were so many questions. So I was kind of surprised, to be honest. And he started asking all kinds of details about like, you know, how long I've been in Russia. I told him when I mentioned that I'd been to Ukraine, he was like, "Oh, you've been to Ukraine. So like, when were you in Ukraine?" And I don't know, just all these questions. Weird. Finally, at the end, he said, "All right, that's enough, I think." And I was like, "Okay, good. Your report is ready." And that's basically literally what I asked him. And he said, "Yeah, sometimes I write like poems, you know, like write a whole, like, I don't know, like novels about people. I don't know." But I said, "Okay, I'm happy you didn't have to write a poem about me." And I asked him, like, is there some reason why you're asking me so many questions? Like, I've never had an experience like this before. I've been across the border so many times. And he says that this is a special border between Russia and Georgia. That since I'd never crossed that border before, like, they don't have information about me. And they said that they have like a separate database for each border crossing. I don't know if that's true. But yeah, he said that it's like a problem border because Georgia is like, he kind of said like not friendly to Russia. And I know recently I mentioned on the channel that they canceled all flights to Georgia. And I was like, so that's just a recent thing then? And he was like, no, like when Saakashvili was, I don't know, president or prime minister, I'm not sure what the political system is here. So yeah, apparently that's been like that for a long time, and that was really weird, pretty annoying. I've never, at any border, like we've been to like 50 countries, I've never been interrogated like that before. Yeah, once I had like some weird like questioning on a train from Russia to Ukraine, but again, it was after I already had my stamp, and some guy came, and I don't even think he had a uniform on, just started asking questions. I don't know who he was. But on the train, luckily, they have a limited time. They can't like hold up the train. So he, you know, he asked a bunch of questions and then he left. But it wasn't an hour. Yeah, I don't know. I've had probably like of all the countries we've been to, I've had the most like not problems, but like just weird experiences with the Russian border. And I would say we've waited the longest on Russian borders of any borders in the world, except for Egypt and Sudan. We waited, I think, 8 hours at that border, like 5 hours on one side and 3 hours on the other, something like that. Once we got to the Georgian side, basically we waited in the line maybe like less than 10 minutes, and immediately the officer was really nice, especially with Evita. He was like making faces at her and stuff. He was saying she was cute or something like that, and yeah, he stamped us through. One weird thing was, though, we wanted to exit Russia on a Russian passport. You have to, because if you're a citizen of the country. And we wanted to enter Georgia with the Canadian passport. And I've watched videos and heard people talk about traveling with 2 passports, and that it's no problem to cross the border. You exit, you know, one country with 1 passport and enter the next country with another passport. And he wouldn't do it. And I kind of like wanted to ask for a supervisor or something, but he seemed like he knew what he was doing, and he said like, that's our rule. If you don't have an exit stamp, we can't let you enter our country. So he made us, you know, give him her Russian passport and enter Georgia with a Russian passport. So we didn't want to do that. One of the main reasons is that in Georgia there are no Russian diplomats right now. So if Evita needs diplomatic help, or if she has some problems, probably they're not going to put her baby in jail. But there's no Russian diplomats here to help her. And as far as I understand, if you enter a country like with a Russian passport, you're considered a Russian citizen here. So it can be difficult, for example, if you're also a Canadian citizen, for Canadian diplomats to help you if you have any problems. Anyway, I don't know if anybody has dual citizenship or multiple passports and they've dealt with something like this. Please let us know what you've done, if you've run into any problems like that before, and maybe you just need to explain it in another way, or I don't know, maybe really there was no way around it, but it was kind of weird. He said if there was an exit stamp in the Canadian passport, he could have done it, but Of course, you can't get an exit stamp and a Canadian passport if you're a Russian citizen. That's not how it works. Anyway, those were our adventures on the border.
Какой большой этот открыли. Это старый советский. Старый советский. Тогда.
We stopped here just for about 10 minutes. Just came down the mountain. We're almost to the bottom, I think. Beautiful, just amazingly beautiful. This is really popular in Georgia. There's Truchkala, it's called. Beautiful. And there's this little waterfall that people seem to like. Evita, we're here. Welcome to Georgia. Your first country outside of Russia. Yeah, the bus driver dropped us off at a place much closer to where we're staying. We rented another place on Airbnb, and yeah. Anyway, we're gonna probably walk there now because I think it's definitely less than 2 kilometers. Perfect.
I forgot what I wanted to say. It's just welcome. We're in Georgia.
Yeah, it's so exciting. Well, the first thing I gotta say is that we are just super impressed by the mountains, especially at the beginning, in the border of Russia and Georgia. There's amazing mountains.
How many hours did it take us?
Well, it's 6.5 hours total. 6.5.
She's amazing.
And she's been totally chill. Like, she slept almost the entire time in the bus. Good girl. What do you think? Does Georgia look different from Russia? You like it? Alright, let's go home, okay?
We were walking and then suddenly John's like, wow, look at this grape. I never saw grape like this in the capital, just on the main street.
Georgia is famous for its wine, if you're not aware. So yeah, I guess it makes sense. We just had our first encounter with local people probably 5 minutes after we got out of the bus. So nice, they came up and they're talking to Evita. Сразу подошли пообщаться с Evитой. И дорогу нам подсказали. And here is a bridge, the bridge that we need to cross to get to where we live. I think we're really close right now. It's a tall building over there. Got a little bit of construction going on. We are here. This is the what's the word? Chariot. This is Evita's chariot, and we're in this. I really like this Airbnb. We had great pictures, cool decor. I mean, I don't know. It's not necessarily my thing, but it looks good. For a while, I don't mind living in a place like that. I just like that everything is very tidy, very neat. There's me. Hello. Eva really liked this. I don't know if you call it a chandelier. I guess a chandelier. There's even like a bunch of like wine glasses and I don't know, all kinds of shiny stuff in here. We have the kitchen here, and the kitchen, I don't think, I think some people at their houses, their own houses, don't have so many things. Like there's even like a meat grinder up here and a mixer. There are loads of like good quality dishes. Anyway, I'm not going to show you all the dishes, but it's just really cool, and a really nice fridge. I think it's like they basically just did the renovation and they started renting it out. They even have, she even has, what is it called? Like for kids, laundry soap, washing machine. Anyway, yeah, like all these nice little touches. I'm really digging it. Well, here's the bedroom. There's this woman with very beautiful naked breasts. I don't think YouTube will like that. And here's my wife with beautiful naked breasts. Evita's eating. And yeah, we got a fan. Unfortunately, the only minus I would say is that there's no AC, but our host brought us a fan. So yeah, and there's even this little cute mirror. Yeah, with a little table. I guess you could do your makeup here. Right? Right?
Right.
Right? In our bed.
Perfect. I don't usually have place to do my makeup.
You don't?
Yeah.
Usually do it by the window, it seems like, where it's brighter. It's very hot. Very, very hot here. I don't know why. But other than that, we had a really good first impression, and we saw peaches along the street for 50 cents for a kilo. Yeah, we're definitely gonna get peaches, and I think we were told that like it's cheaper at another place. So yeah, we're excited to try lots of Georgian food. To what's that?
Bathroom.
I already went in the bathroom.
Oh yeah?
Yeah? What are you talking about?
So
Go to the bathroom. So film the bathroom.
can you
Yeah.
say
He would just film the whole apartment in like twice as much time. But she's more excited than I am, I guess. She likes all the little
Can you
things.
say how much did we pay for
Oh yes, this apartment is $15 per night. And we were told that this was expensive.
15?
$15 per night. I think it's 15. I'm out on my own. This is a church, I guess. I'm out walking alone because Eva is not feeling so good. Maybe it was because of the road. It was kind of rough, almost like a roller coaster, sort of up and down. Or maybe just because it's so hot. It was really quite hot, especially when we were getting closer to Tbilisi. The air was really hot, so there was like the hatch was open up on the roof of the bus, but the air that was coming in was really warm, and she was holding the baby the whole time. So anyway, my goal right now is to get tickets. I'm going to the train station. We need tickets to Batumi. I'll get the tickets back to Tbilisi if I can, and tickets to Baku, because as far as I could tell on the website, you couldn't buy tickets to Baku on the site, only at the train station. So hopefully that will all work out. I'll change some money and get some food. We're definitely all hungry. So, but man, this is this old town. I've been walking like 10 minutes, and most of it's been all just like this. But here there's some taller buildings than there were before this. It's I'm really digging the atmosphere so far. People seem laid back, friendly. I don't know, I think it says something. Maybe it's just a coincidence, who knows, but I think it does say something about a city. If as soon as you arrive, you start talking about like, hey, I think we could live here. And the awesome thing about Georgia is that pretty much anybody from almost any country, I think, can stay in Georgia for 12 months without a visa. So that is exceptional. There are not very many countries that let you do that. And if you want to stay longer, as far as I understand, it's not that difficult. I'm pretty sure this is where the train station is, but it's also like a mall, and there's a hotel, it looks like. Alright, I gotta get closer and check this out. It's a pretty big mall, basically, and there's a train station here too. So I'm going up, I think, to the 3rd or 4th floor to buy tickets, hopefully. It's almost 9 p.m, so hopefully I can still buy them. Alright, I got tickets to Batumi and back, but tickets to Baku, you can only pay by cash, and I forgot, I didn't change money yet. So I just went to a market, changed money. I think actually just like 50 cents or whatever they're called here, less than the official exchange rate. So that's very, very good. And hopefully the train station's still open and I can buy tickets and then find food. I've never seen a cart like this before. I'm in Carrefour. There is Canadian maple syrup here. Cool. It is 10 p.m. and this park is pretty much full of people. That's a good sign. I'm pretty sure there's a big group of foreigners behind me. I've seen several foreigners already. I got some peaches, one kind of peach, another kind of peach. One is more expensive, so I decided to try both. Some cucumbers and some tomatoes. All of this for 9 lari, I think they're called, 9.70. Вот, смотри.
О,
Она держится своими руками.
видишь, классно.
Это рекорд, и она не плачет. Good girl, good girl.
Молодец.
Look at you. И вот если поставить ее так, она вперед, как бы. Она сама вперед, она хочет сидеть. Oh, there you go, good girl. Это первый раз.
Круто.
Вот почему перебил твой тур. Good girl. You ready? You want to fly?
Молодец.
1, 2, 3. Good girl. You're a little queen, a little princess. Princess Eva. Princess Evita. Okay, put your hands down. Look, look. There you go. Put your hands down. Good. Very good. Up. Up. Good girl. You're getting so strong.